What's up, YouTube? How everybody doing out there in YouTube land? I hope everybody had a good New Year's celebration, a good weekend, a good Saturday, Shabbat day of rest. We got a new president. I hope he's able to end this war in Ukraine and this war with Hezbollah, and I hope he don't start a new war. He wants to take Greenland and Panama and all these things like that. He needs to take note from previous administration, some of the previous administration. Go in there with chocolate and flowers and money, not bullets. I wish he would take that approach. Go in there with chocolates and flowers and compliments and money and kisses and hugs, and I hope he take that approach. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about diabetes. It's an easy video for me to do. A quick video I'm going to put out. I'll put out some more videos later as my brain marinates on different topics I have going on in my head. All right. What's up, YouTube? Let's talk a little bit about diabetes. Some things Merck, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, these other companies they don't want you to know about. That the doctor don't tell you about. A lot of these doctors on YouTube, they tell you foods to eat to help you to reverse diabetes. Well, we know everybody is not eating all these foods. Everybody ain't got time for cooking. Rent high as hell, mortgage high as hell, groceries high as hell. And we working overtime. We got time for all this cooking. Vitamins. Thank God for vitamins. That is the cheat out there for everybody. To get you caught up. So you don't have to be cooking collard greens and broccoli all the time. You know what I mean? You cook it on your day off. You can pop a vitamin in the middle of a meeting or going down the road. A lot of people didn't know thyroid has a major function in diabetes. I kind of figured it did because I noticed a lot of these diabetes medicines that they give you, side effect is you'll have thyroid problems. Thyroid enlargement. Your thyroid enlarges when it's out of iodine. Your thyroid must have iodine. When I read this article, you're going to see it. Overworked thyroid and thyroid enlargement for when your thyroid is looking for iodine. It has to have iodine. And you get iodine. The only way to get iodine is from the sea. And plants, eating fruits and vegetables that are watered by rain outside, and we're not getting that many fruits and vegetables, people. Iodine comes from the sea, and everybody knows about, all you old school people know about that blue box of salt with that girl on it with the umbrella over her shoulder and a bottle of salt raining out. That's a riddle on there. It says when it rains, it pours. They're not talking about salt. They're not talking about rain. They're talking about iodine. When it rains, iodine pours. It's a very important nutrient. More important than people know. That's what the girl's talking about when she say when it rains, it pours. When it rains, iodine pours. They collect it from rainwater or the sea and put it in salt, necessary nutrient, or put it in a vitamin. You have to have iodine. You have to have iodine, so much so, you go take a blood test, doctor gonna tell you your thyroid not working correctly. I've heard that, oh, your thyroid's not working correctly. So, it's a little bit low. It's working, but it's a little slow. Hypothyroidism. So I went and Googled your thyroid. Your thyroid has to have iodine. I told that doctor, I'm not taking this levothyroxine. I want a retest. I'm going to go take some vitamins and supplements, and then I'm going to do a retest. Well, I took some iodine, and you have to have selenium. Iodine ain't going to work right without selenium. You have to take iodine and selenium for your thyroid. This is what I did. I went back and took another blood test. My thyroid is working perfect. I've taken 2 blood tests. No complaints with my thyroid. You know, older people, if you got high blood pressure, you're not supposed to eat so much salt. So how you gonna get iodine if you're not eating salt and you're not eating a whole lot of fruits and vegetables? And you stressing your thyroid. Stress will overwork your thyroid. You ever heard the saying of they die from a broken heart? No, they die from a broken thyroid, because your thyroid controls your heart. Now, you're not eating salt. Everybody's drinking bottled water. All the iodine and the lead and the chemicals, everything is filtered out of this water. So you're not getting it from your water, drinking water. Unless you're drinking from a creek or you're drinking from a well. Then you might get your little shot of iodine. But you got to have that. I am reading from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. I'm not going to read this whole article because it's really big. I'm going to start down from function. Thyroid hormone function. The primary function of the thyroid is the production of the iodine-containing thyroid hormones, the thyronine, T3, and thyroxine. That's what the doctor tried to put me on. So levothyroxine, and the peptide hormone, calcitonin. The thyroid hormones are created from iodine. Did you see what they said? The thyroid hormones are created from iodine. Now, if you don't have iodine, how in the hell is your thyroid going to work if the thyroid uses iodine to make the hormones? Look what done popped up on my screen when I hovered over iodine. Iodine is a chemical element. It has a symbol 1 and atomic number 53, the heaviest of the stable halogen. It exists at standard conditions. Okay, that's enough of that one. We ain't got time for all that. It's so named because it contains 3 atoms of iodine per molecule. See, the thyroid using a whole lot of iodine. It's got 3 atoms of iodine per molecule. And T4 contains 4 atoms of iodine per molecule. The thyroid hormones have a wide range of effects on the human body. Listen to that. The thyroid hormones have a wide range of effects on the human body. These include metabolic. The thyroid hormones increase the basal metabolic rate and have effects on almost all body tissues. Appetite. The absorption of substances and gut motility are all influenced by thyroid hormones. The absorption of substances and gut motility. Don't you know, since I've been taking vitamins, You know, you see a lot of folks that got the overextended belly. I'm gonna think of another hypothesis. Your gut is tired and it needs some vitamins. Because I've been taking these vitamins, feeding my thyroid, my pancreas, my gut working overtime. I stay on the damn toilet. If I stop eating so much, maybe I get off this toilet. But at least my gut's got the vitamins that it needs to push all that stuff out. Appetite, the absorption and substances, and look, thyroid hormones increase the basal metabolic rate and have effects on almost all tissues. Appetite, the absorption of substances, and gut motility are all influenced by thyroid hormones. They used to tell people back in the day to fast if you was a diabetic. Now, if your gut's working properly, you won't have to do so much fasting because you're going to push it out. They increase the absorption in the gut. See, how you going to get your vitamins and stuff like you're supposed to if your thyroid ain't working right? When your thyroid puts out hormones, send signals to your gut. Generation, uptake cells, and breakdown of glucose. Now, y'all thought I was putting bad information out here on YouTube when I said your thyroid helps with diabetes. No, I wasn't lying. I picked up this hypothesis because I've been on other diabetic medicine where the side effects is thyroid side effects from diabetic medicine. Why? Because you're overworking your thyroid. You don't have no iodine, so your thyroid starts enlarging to get the iodine. Your thyroid got to have that iodine. That's why it gets so big. That's why it's way up there on your damn neck. So it can taste that iodine as soon as possible. It's right there on your damn neck where the food come in. So we can get that iodine because it's got to have it. They increase the absorption in the gut, generation, uptake cells, and breakdown of glucose. They stimulate the breakdown of fats. We're talking about these hormones when we're saying they. They stimulate the breakdown of fats and increase the number of free fatty acids. Breakdown of fats. My cholesterol. Doctor told me my cholesterol is excellent. He said it's because of the ezetimibe I've been taking. No, it ain't never had my cholesterol as good as it is now. It's been helping. But the vitamins has been giving my thyroid the iodine and selenium it needs to do its job to bring my cholesterol down and my sugar. But we ain't through yet. Despite increasing fatty acids, thyroid hormones decrease cholesterol level. This is why my cholesterol is down. Because my thyroid is working properly. Perhaps by increasing the rate of secretion of cholesterol in the bile. So it's been shooting cholesterol down in the intestines. Maybe my intestines got greasy. Maybe I got a whole lot of grease in my intestines. That's why I'm steady running. Every time I eat, I'm running to the bathroom. I don't mind. Because it's healthy to flush. It's not good for having that. It keep you from having that extended belly. Okay. The effects of the thyroid the function of the thyroid on the cardiovascular. The hormones increase the rate and strength of the heartbeat. They increase the rate of breathing, intake and consumption of oxygen, and increase the activity of mitochondria. Combined, these factors increase blood flow and the body's temperature. What did it say? The hormones increase the rate and strength of the heartbeat. That goes back to what I say, the old saying, die from a broken heart. Now, you got to feed your thyroid. Seaweed is a good iodine, good way to get iodine. The developmental. What effects thyroid has on developmental? It says developmental. Thyroid hormones are important for normal development. They increase the growth rate of young people, and cells of the developing brain are a major target for the thyroid hormones T3 and T4. Thyroid hormones play a particularly crucial role in brain maturation during fetal development and first few years of postnatal life. The thyroid hormones also play a role in maintaining normal sexual function, sleep, and thought patterns. Increased levels are associated with increased speed of thought generation but decreased focus. Sexual function, including libido and the maintenance of a normal menstrual cycle, are influenced by thyroid hormones. After secretion, only a very small portion of the thyroid hormones travel freely in the blood. Most are bound to thyroxine-binding globulin, about 70%, transthyretin, 10%, and albumin, 15%. Only the 0.3% of T4 and 0.3% of the T3 traveling freely have normal activity. In addition, 85% of T3 in the blood is produced following conversion from T4 by iodothyronine deadonases and organs and the body. Thyroid hormones act by crossing the cell membrane and binding to intracellular nuclear thyroid hormone receptors. TR1, TRA1, TRA2, TRB1, TRB2, which bind with hormone responses, elements, and transcription factors to modulate DNA transcription. In addition to these actions on DNA, the thyroid hormones also act within the cell membrane or with cytoplasm via reactions with enzymes, including calcium, some A2 phase, and some adenylyl and glucose transporters. Now back to where it say thyroid hormones act by crossing the cell membrane and binding to intracellular nuclear thyroid hormone receptors. TRA1, TRA2, TRB1, TRB2. Now when you first start taking iodine and selenium supplements, the first time you take it, you're going to feel funny. So make sure you're sitting down somewhere in the bed. I read that there's a different chemical binding on your thyroid receptors. When you start taking on your iodine receptors on your thyroid, there's another chemical, can't remember the name, that is binding on your iodine receptors on your thyroid. When you start taking iodine, it's going to bump this other chemical off. And it's going to get in your blood and it's going to have you feeling funny for the first day. So be in the bed or chilling or something. But you going to be all right. And then after that, you're going to feel like a brand new man. If you're tired, you ain't going to be tired no more. You're going to feel a whole lot better. But make sure you take a low dose iodine and selenium, about 50 milligrams or something like that. Because too much iodine is bad for your thyroid. But you got to have it. Hormone production. The thyroid hormones are created from thyroid globulin. This is a protein within the colloid in the follicular lumen that is originally created with the rough endoplasmic reticulum of follicular cells and then transported into follicular lumen. Okay, we're going to bypass all these big words here because I can barely say them. Okay, I go down a few sentences. It says, iodine is essential for the production of the thyroid hormones iodine. Did you hear what I said? Iodine is essential for the production of the thyroid hormones iodine. Iodine 1 travels in the blood as iodide 1 minus. It says iodine is essential for the production of the thyroid hormones iodine. It's got a 1 and a 0. It says travels in the blood as iodide 1 with a minus, which is taken up into the follicular cells by a sodium iodide separator. This is an ion channel on the cell membrane, which in the same action transport 2 sodium ions and an iodide ion into the cell. Iodide then travels from within the cell into the lumen through the action of the pendrin, an iodide chloride antiporter in the follicular lumen. The iodide is then oxidized to iodine. This makes it more reactive, and the iodine is attached to the active tyrosine units and thyroglobulin by the enzyme thyroid peroxidase. This forms the precursors of thyroid hormones, monoiodotyrosine, and something else. I can't handle it. Okay. So we get the picture. You got to have iodine for your heart, for your cholesterol, for your blood pressure, and for your blood sugar regulation. Let's go down. The production of thyroxine and triiodothyronine is primarily regulated by thyroid stimulating hormone THS, released by the anterior pituitary gland. THS release in turn is stimulated by the thyrotropin releasing hormone, released in pulsatile manner from hypothalamus. The thyroid hormones provide negative feedback to the thyrotropes. When the thyroid hormones are high, the THS production is suppressed. The negative feedback also occurs when levels of THS are high, causing TRH production to be suppressed. Okay. The thyroid gland also produces the hormone calcitonin, which helps regulate blood calcium levels. Let me read that again. The thyroid gland also produces the hormone calcitonin, which helps regulate blood calcium levels. You ever heard of blood channel blockers? High blood pressure pills that they calcium channel blockers. It help with high blood pressure. Calcitonin decreases the release of calcium from bone by decreasing the activity of osteoclast cells which break down bone. Bone is constantly reabsorbed by osteoclasts and created by osteoblasts. So calcitonin effectively stimulates movement of calcium into bone. The effects of calcitonin are opposite those of parathyroid hormone. Okay, we got the picture on that. Okay, y'all can go to Wikipedia and get a better understanding yourself. I can't read all of it. Hypothyroidism often causes a variety of non-specific symptoms, including weight loss, increased appetite, insomnia, decreased tolerance of heat, tremor, palpitation, anxiety, and nervousness. In some cases, it can cause chest pain, diarrhea, and hair loss, muscle weakness. And there's drugs to manage it. Now, hypothyroidism is from not having enough iodine. And underactive, you got a hyperthyroidism, what I just read, and then the hypo. An underactive thyroid gland results from hypothyroidism. Typical symptoms are abnormal weight gain, tiredness, constipation, probably overextended belly, and tiredness. A lot of old men have overextended bellies, constipation. You eat a lot of bread, it gets stuck in your gut not working like it's supposed because you're not getting your iodine, and then other essential vitamins. Okay, it says an underactive thyroid gland results in hypothyroidism. Typical symptoms are abnormal weight gain, tiredness, constipation, heavy menstrual bleeding, hair loss, cold intolerance, and slow heart rate. That goes back to what I say, you're not dying from a broken heart, you're dying from a broken thyroid. Let me read that again. An underactive thyroid gland results in hypothyroidism. Typical symptoms are abnormal weight gain, tiredness, constipation, heavy menstrual bleeding, hair loss, cold intolerance, and slow heart rate. Iodine deficiency is the most common cause of hypothyroidism worldwide. Did you hear me? Iodine deficiency is the most common cause of hypothyroidism worldwide. And the autoimmune disease Hashimoto's thyroiditis is the most common cause in the developed world. Other causes include congenital abnormalities, diseases causing transient inflammation, surgical removal of the radioablation of the thyroid, the drugs amiodarone, lithium, and amyloidosis or something. Some forms of hypothyroidism can result in myxedema, and severe cases can result in myxedema coma. Hypothyroidism is managed with replacement of the thyroid hormones. This is usually given daily as an oral supplement. That's what they tried to give me. I'd rather take iodine. This is usually given daily as an oral supplement and may take a few weeks to become effective. Some causes of hypothyroidism, such as postpartum thyroiditis and subacute thyroiditis, may be transient and pass over time. And other causes, such as iodine deficiency, may be able to be rectified with dietary supplementation. That is what I did. Some causes of hypothyroidism, such as postpartum thyroiditis and subacute thyroiditis, may be transient and pass over time. And other causes, such as iodine deficiency, may be able to be rectified with dietary supplementation or vitamins. Okay. I'm not on. You guys can read a lot of some of this other stuff, but I'm gonna read on the goiter. Goiter is the large thyroid. An enlarged thyroid gland is called goiter. Goiters are present in some form in about 5% of people and are the result of a large number of causes, including iodine deficiency, autoimmune disease, both grave disease and Hashimoto's thyroiditis, infection, inflammation, infiltrative disease, and sarcoidosis, and something else. Okay. So you got to have iodine and selenium for your thyroid. Go to Wikipedia and read it. Here's something on iodine. Iodine deficiency most common in inland. That's what most of us are. Most of us don't live on the coast. And mountainous areas can predispose to goiter. If widespread, known as endemic goiter, pregnant women deficient of iodine can give birth to infants with thyroid hormone deficiency. The use of iodized salt to add iodine to the diet has eliminated endemic cretinism in most developed countries, and over 120 countries have made the iodine of salt mandatory. Because the thyroid concentrates iodine, it also concentrates the various radioactive isotopes of iodine produced by nuclear fission in the event of large accident releases of such material in the environment. The uptake of radioactive iodine isotopes by thyroid can, in theory, be blocked by saturating the uptake mechanism with large surplus of non-radioactive iodine, taken in the form of potassium iodide tablets. One consequence of the Chernobyl disaster was an increase in thyroid cancer in children in the years following the accident. So, take pure processed iodine and selenium. Okay, folks, that's enough on that. Okay, folks, let me tell you a little bit about selenium. I remember I said that you got to take selenium in conjunction with iodine in order for iodine to work right. Let's see what it says about selenium. Although it is toxic in large doses, selenium is an essential micronutrient for animals and plants. It occurs as a bystander mineral. Sometimes in toxic proportions in forage, some plants may accumulate selenium as a defense against being eaten by animals. But other plants such as local weed require selenium, and their growth indicates the presence of selenium in the soil. Selenium content in the human body is believed to be in the range of 13 to 20. Selenium is a component of the usual amino acids psilocystine and psilomethionine. In humans, selenium is a trace element nutrient that functions as a cofactor for the reduction of antioxidant enzymes such as glutathione, peroxidase, and certain forms of thyrodoxine reductase. Found in animals and some plants, this enzyme occurs in all living organisms, but not all forms of it in plants require selenium. Okay, I'm going to skip that paragraph while I'm biting my tongue off trying to pronounce all this stuff. Next paragraph, it says, the thyroid gland in every cell that uses thyroid hormone also uses selenium. Let me read that again. The thyroid gland in every cell that uses thyroid hormone also uses selenium, which is a cofactor for the 3 of the 4 known types of thyroid hormone deodenase, which activate and then deactivate various thyroid hormones and their metabolites. Iodothyronine deodenase are the subfamily of deodenase enzymes that use selenium as the otherwise rare amino acid psilocystine. Increased dietary selenium reduces the effects of mercury toxicity. Although it is effective only at low to modest doses of mercury, evidence suggests that molecular mechanisms of mercury toxicity include the irreversible inhibition of selenoenzymes that are required to prevent and reverse oxidative damage in brain and endocrine tissues. The selenium-containing compound selenonein is present in the blood of bluefin tuna. Certain plants are considered indicators of high selenium content of the soil because they require high levels of selenium to thrive. The main selenium indicator plants are Astragalus species, including some local weeds. Okay, so there you go. It says the thyroid gland in every cell that uses thyroid hormone also uses selenium. Okay, so we know about selenium. Do you guys know what the pancreas is? Pancreas. The pancreas is an organ of the digestive system and endocrine system. of vertebrates in humans. In humans, it is located in the abdomen and behind the stomach and functions as a gland. The pancreas is a mixed endocrine gland. It has both an endocrine and a digestive exocrine function. 99% of the pancreas is exocrine and 1% endocrine. As an endocrine gland, it functions mostly to regulate blood sugar. Pancreas functions mostly to regulate blood sugar levels, secreting the hormones insulin, glucagon, somatostatin, and pancreatic polypeptide. As a part of the digestive system, it functions as an exocrine gland, secreting pancreatic juice into the duodenum and pancreatic duct. This juice contains bicarbonate, which neutralizes acid entering the duodenum from the stomach, and digestive enzymes, which break down carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and foods entering the duodenum. Well, if it's breaking down carbohydrate, probably lowering your cholesterol. Okay, so we know what the pancreas is and what it does. It regulates sugar levels. All right, let's go to vitamin A in the pancreas. Vitamin A can lower risk of pancreatitis. Add these vitamin A rich foods to your diet. Pancreatitis is a condition that causes the inflammation of the pancreas. Pancreas is the organ responsible for producing digestive enzymes and insulin. It can cause severe pain in the abdomen, nausea, vomiting. In severe cases, it can lead to complications like liver damage and even death. Liver damage, diabetes, and death. 8 vitamin A rich foods that can help keep your pancreas healthy. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are rich in beta carotene, which the body converts to vitamin A. One medium-sized sweet potato contains about 400% of the daily recommended intake of vitamin A. Wow! One medium-sized sweet potato contains about 400% of the daily recommended intake of vitamin A. They are also a good source of fiber, potassium, and vitamin C. Sweet potatoes can be roasted, mashed, or as a healthy substitute for fries. Carrots are another excellent source of beta carotene. One medium-sized carrot has more than sufficient intake of vitamin A you need a day. One medium-sized carrot. They are also rich in antioxidants, fiber, potassium. Carrots can be eaten raw or cooked. Spinach. Spinach is a leafy green vegetable rich in vitamin A, C, iron, and antioxidant. It contains 100% of daily recommended vitamin A. Animal liver is a good source of iron, protein, and vitamin B12. The liver can be cooked and eaten on its own or added to stew, soups, stir fries. However, the liver should not be consumed regularly as it can lead to vitamin A toxicity. Mangoes are a tasty tropical fruit that is rich in vitamin A. Mangoes also help boost immunity. Red bell peppers have vitamin A, cod liver, vitamin A, and the papaya. And for those of you who ain't taking the time to go buy that and get all that, you can get vitamin A out of the store. Go to the vitamin shop or GMC. I like the vitamin shop. Here's another article on vitamin A. It was hard to find good information on vitamin A. This article is a little bit more complicated in reading. It says vitamin A deficiency causes hyperglycemia and loss of pancreatic B cell mass. Little is known about vitamin A regulation of pancreatic endocrine mass in adults. Conclusion: vitamin A is essential for maintenance of B cell functions in adult pancreas. Significant: vitamin A therapies may potentially prevent B cell apoptosis and loss in diabetes. You guys can come read this article, National Library of Medicine. The other article on vitamin A, NDTV. Okay, let's talk about vitamin D. Vitamin D and the pancreas. The role of sunshine vitamin in the pathogenesis of diabetes mellitus and pancreatic cancer. Increasing evidence suggests that vitamin D exerts multiple effects beyond bone and calcium metabolism. Vitamin D seems to play a role in pancreatic disease, including type 1 and type 2 diabetes, mellitus, as well as pancreatic cancer. Vitamin D's immune modulatory action suggests that it could help prevent type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. Vitamin D may influence B cell function, insulin sensitivity, and systematic inflammation, all characteristic pathways of that disease. Data from observational studies correlated vitamin D deficiency with risk of type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Prospective and ecological studies of pancreatic cancer incidence generally support a beneficial effect of higher 25-hydroxyvitamin D concentration, as well as inverse correlation between UVB dose or exposure and incident and or mortality rate of pancreatic cancer. This review discusses the literature regarding vitamin D's role in risk of diabetes and pancreatic cancer. The results to date generally satisfy Hill's criteria for causality regarding vitamin D and incidence of these pancreatic diseases. However, large randomized blind prospective studies are required to more fully evaluate potential therapeutic role of vitamin D in preventing pancreatic disease. And here's some other articles about shining the light on sunshine. A systemic review of the influence of sun exposure on type 2 diabetes, vitamin D and diabetes mellitus, vitamin D, glucose, and insulin sensitivity. This looks like an interesting article. Vitamin D and type 2 diabetes. Serum vitamin D deficiency in children and adolescents is associated with type 1 diabetes. Vitamin D reduces the risk of cancer. The relationship between vitamin D, inflammatory markers, and insulin resistance in children. Treatment of vitamin D for improvement of insulin resistance and non-alcoholic fatty liver. Vitamin D, glucose, and insulin sensitivity. This review examines available evidence of links between abnormalities of glucose and insulin metabolism and vitamin D deficiency. Possible mechanisms of action of vitamin D include stimulation of insulin secretion. Possible mechanisms of action of vitamin D include stimulation of insulin secretion and effects on insulin sensitivity. Sun exposure usually implies greater outdoor physical activity, which in itself may have beneficial effects on insulin sensitivity. Unrelated to serum 25 hydroxy vitamin D concentration. The observed associations in humans among vitamin D, insulin, and glucose metabolism have not yet been confirmed by intervention studies, and hence a causal association has not been established. Clinical trials are needed to determine whether vitamin D treatment of vitamin D deficient individual is able to prevent or treat diabetes. Vitamin D is good. Increasing evidence suggests that vitamin D exerts multiple effects beyond bone and calcium. Vitamin D seems to play a role in pancreatic disease. Sometimes they don't want to just come out and tell you that vitamin D is good for you, or the vitamins are help you besides going out and taking those drugs. They'll say, more clinical studies need to be made before we can positively say that vitamin D or vitamin A is good for you. Well, some people have already done the clinical studies. I have one article right here. They did clinical studies on rats that showed them vitamin A. Here's one article that said recent research has shown that consuming vitamin A rich foods can help lower the risk of developing pancreatitis and diabetes. Pancreatitis is a condition that causes inflammation of the pancreas. Pancreas is the organ responsible for producing digestive enzymes and insulin. It can cause severe pain in the abdomen, nausea, and vomiting. In severe cases, it can lead to complications like liver damage and diabetes and even death. All right, folks. I heard somebody learn something about diabetes and nutrition. They always say on YouTube, foods to eat. Well, we ain't got time to be doing all that eating. Take some vitamins. Here's a vitamin shop. You can get everything about GNC. They don't have as many selections as Vitamin Shop. This here. Let me see. I might have to turn one of these lights off. Let's put it on. Glare. This doggone light messing everything. The light is too bright. There we go. We can see now. That's a vitamin A and a vitamin D. I got selenium. You can get selenium and iodine all at the Vitamin Shop. Got ultra sugar aid vitamins. I got all kinds of vitamins. You're gonna need a vitamin D, high dose vitamin D, high dose vitamin A, you're gonna need low dose iodine, low dose selenium, magnesium. You're gonna need magnesium. Get your magnesium complex. That has multiple different magnesiums. You need that for diabetes. Vitamin C and zinc. Walmart has a good vitamin. A really good vitamin. Let me see if I can find the bottle. It's a Walmart brand vitamin. It has a high dose vitamin A, and it also has iodine and selenium, and it's got vitamin D. It's a very low dose vitamin D. This would be a good starter pack. You can get this and get your vitamin D to go with it, and you'll be good till you get ready to go to the vitamin shop. Iodine, your thyroid sits right here. As soon as the food go in your mouth, your thyroid start looking for iodine because it's got to have it to do its thing. It's got to have it. All right, folks. I hope somebody got something out of this video. I'll holler at y'all later and have a blessed day.